So a lot of the PlayStation fans have immediately declared PlayStation 5 to be superior than the Xbox Series X. But why is no one bringing up the elephant in the room? Why is no one addressing the fact that PS5 is having to compete with Nintendo Switch, and it is going to be absolutely demolished by the superior software and hardware of the Nintendo console? Xbox is a non-competitor and has been for quite some time, quite a long time, in fact. Nobody has seriously talked about Xbox at all since the Xbox One reveal. It's been a complete joke since then, and it's declined in sales. It's only relevant because of these consumerist people who buy literally everything, right? Anything you can buy to waste their money. Xbox is a completely relevant, obsolete brand, right? And somehow, PlayStation is better than Xbox, so that means PlayStation 5 is going to be a success. No. What's going to happen, I think, is that PS5 is going to be the beginning of the era where people finally begin to understand that the Nintendo games are and always have been better. Like, no one's going to be buying PS5s for Sackboy Adventure or Bug Snacks or any of this other shit. Like, they're going to want to play the same shit that's also on Switch. And when all these games are getting ports on Switch, why would you ever get a PS5? That's the grim reality right now, is that PlayStation 5 is essentially selling itself on the PlayStation brand in the backs of a few declining Japanese third parties, the Capcoms, the Square Enix. I think Capcom and Square Enix were the only ones that announced new games at this show. They're essentially relying on these big established brands and this mindset of like PlayStation is the place to go to get your new games. But this trailer, like this video, nothing they showed can match what Switch did day one. With ARMS, with Breath of the Wild, even 1-2 Switch, I think, looked more interesting than a lot of these games because of the technology involved. And what happened after that? Like, we got the E3, we got like Mario Odyssey, we got Splatoon 2, we had all this crazy shit. Like, year one for Switch, right? And we just kept getting more and more releases as time goes on. Time went on, and we got like, I own something like way over 100 Switch games, I believe. Honestly, PS4 doesn't have one. It's that bad. It's that lackluster. And seeing people really hype up PS5, they're downplaying the success of the Switch. I think they are ignoring just how much better the Switch is than the competition. I can't stress this enough. That like Switch is better than PS5 in every single way. It has better games, it has better hardware. The games look better in several cases. It's interesting how people don't really talk about that, but the aesthetics to Switch games look way cleaner, have way more going on than these big new PS5 games, which look like they could have come out in PS3. PS5 is basically irrelevant. And with situations like the Spider-Man DLC being hyped up as a major release, they really don't have any games at all to show. Like, a lot of the stuff they showed today for this big grand reveal won't be out year one. It's not coming out until 2022 or later. It's going to be another PS4 cycle where the console will simply not have any games. And at this point, the only reason that anybody is talking about PlayStation at all is because it's PlayStation, because it's the best brand. And once that image goes, once PlayStation can't enable it anymore, once reality catches up and Nintendo Switch just stomps all over the PS5, they're not going to have that anymore. Like, Nintendo will be back, right? Completely objectively just smashing the PS5, dispatching the PlayStation with no real hope of recovery. And PlayStation will hopefully bow out of the console space. I suppose they technically have already, with the discless PS5 because all they really need to do is just release games digitally on Nintendo consoles. I don't know, I don't know how they can continue doing this. If you're seriously just going to buy a box to play a game, just get a PC. Like, what's the point? Really, we're at the point now where PlayStation has no real appeal, and once the console comes out and Switch stomps it into the ground, that's going to be it. Like, Sony has failed to destroy Nintendo.